Hello there, my lovely losers. It is a week since I rejoined Slimming World, and this morning was the first time in months that I have felt excited about stepping on the scales. So that should tell you something. I've had a remarkably good week. I've stuck with the plan all week, 7 whole days. And I have really enjoyed it. It really did feel like when I started way back 2 years ago. And the results were really good. I'm really chuffed because this week, my first week in, I lost 4 pounds. Or 1, 2, 3, 4, count them. I am over the moon. It really was the right thing for me to do, to start again, to rejoin and wipe the slate clean. I know for a lot of people it maybe wouldn't be the best idea, that they would maybe want to keep their history and have their, such and such lost a stone and a half, 3 stone, whatever. But for me, starting again from scratch was the motivation I needed. It really gave me the impetus to go for it like I did back in the beginning, because with a fresh start, that first certificate is only £7 away. So I'm now more than halfway towards that, which is good. So within a week or 2, I could have my first certificate, which is just, it feels good. It feels really good to finally be getting back on track. I've had some really lovely meals this week. I made chickpea and chorizo soup using the Slimming World's own brand chorizo style sausages, which, if eaten just the sausages, are a little dry, which is the case with most of their sausages, but in the soup they were perfect, and it was really tasty, big chunks of sausage, and it was sin-free. So I felt, and it was actually SP, the recipe, so it was really really tasty. And that took me like 3 days of lunches. That was really good. 4 sausages doing 3 days of lunches, that's pretty good. And I made some of my favourite meals I haven't made in quite a while. Things like the lime and coconut chicken, which is a recipe I got from elsewhere that used things like coconut milk, and I changed it for the Alpro coconut milk drink, which you can use as part of your Healthy A. So basically, per serving, it can either be half a sin or free using part of your Healthy A, a tiny part of your Healthy A allowance. So I made that this week as well. I forgot how much I love that meal. I really should make it more often. It's lovely. So I've had some really nice meals. I've been really good. And what I did was this week, because the food diaries that we get given in group just have the fishy little spaces to write in, and I can't fit everything in, I decided, because I'm very visual, I would take photographs of all my meals. So I did. And I'll leave a link. You'll see below all the meals I've had this week, what I've had to eat this week. And I've used pretty much all my sins all week. I've used between 12 and a half and 16 sins, and there's only supposed to be 15, but there was one day I went to 16. Between 12 and a half and like 16 sins every single day. And I lost 4 pounds. I lost 4 pounds eating chocolate and crisps and popcorn and drinking hot chocolate and eating one of those big double chocolate chip cookies that are like this size. I lost 4 pounds eating that. You can see I'm happy, can you? Big smile. Look at that. I'm feeling really good. So I'm doubly motivated to do really well again this week, because I want Slimmer of the Week. I want to get a Slimmer of the Week award. I haven't had one of those in a long time. So because this was my first weekend, I wasn't eligible, obviously. The first weekend on Slimming World, if you don't know, doesn't matter how much you lose, you're not eligible for Slimmer of the Week because you haven't lost the week before. Even if you have lost before you joined, it doesn't count because you start with a clean slate. So so next week, if I lose enough, I could be Slimmer of the Week. I want to be Slimmer of the Week. And also, one of my friends who also rejoined, hi Helen, she rejoined last week. She lost 7 pounds this week. I hate you. No, I'm really proud of her, really proud of her. And another friend of mine who won Slimmer of the Week this week, who rejoined a couple of weeks back, she lost 3.5 pounds this week. So we're all back on it like a bonnet, and it feels really good. I think all 3 of us could say that. It's a good feeling. So it is proof that the plan does work, even when you've been doing it for a long time, because, technically, I'm 2 years into the plan, really. And I just had a £4 loss. So it just goes to prove that you don't have to be right at the beginning of your weight loss journey to have your big losses, and then it has to slow down to half a pound, £1, blah, blah, blah. It can do, and that's fair enough because it's still coming off. But it just goes to show you can still have a bigger loss in 1 week, even when you're a long way into your journey. So this is good. I'm feeling great. I'm looking forward to this week. I forgot to take my breakfast again this morning, so I bought some Hi-Fi bars, and I only had one of them, so I can have one later on. Because I finally, it sounds like a stupid thing to realise at this late stage in the game. Now, you can have 2 Hi-Fi light bars for your healthy bee. But I finally realised that just because I can have 2 doesn't mean that I have to have them both at the same time. I know, because that's what I do. It's like, well, I can have 2 of them, I'll have 2 for my breakfast. This morning, I had one, and I was about to open a second one. It's like, do I really need to have this just now? I don't. I'm not really that hungry. I can do without. And, I mean, I credit myself with being an intelligent person, but it was a mind-blowing moment for me. It's like, I don't have to have this just now. I can have it later on, or I can have something different later on, you know? And I suddenly thought, why is this only occurring to me now? I mean, I'm sure I've heard and seen other people doing it as well, but why is it only really clicked in my head now? That just because I can have something doesn't mean I have to have something. I know, it's a stupid thing. It's a stupid little thing, but it's a realization that I have come to. So I thought I'd share that with you. And so, sorry, clear my throat again. It's been a really good week. I'm planning on going to a music festival tomorrow, so I'm going to be taking picnicky stuff. And that's really easy. Picnics, you would think would be really difficult with sandwiches and pies and quiches and stuff, but picnics are actually one of the easiest ways to stay on plan, because there are so many really tasty, yummy things you can take on a picnic that are sin-free or low sin, and even SP stuff. You know, if you're doing SP days and you don't want to have any carbs, you can do so many things, and it's just yummy. You know, things that you wouldn't even think of, like Scotch eggs. You can make sin-free Scotch eggs or very low sin Scotch eggs. Dead easy. And take them along. They're the perfect picnic food. And then everyone goes, oh, you got Scotch eggs. I thought you were on a diet. Not on a diet. I'm just eating healthily and I'm losing weight with it. That's what it is. So anyway, I've waffled long enough. I've had a good week. I'm smiling. And I'm going to have another good week this week. I'm going to have lots of good weeks from now on, because this time I'm going to nail it and I'm going to hit my targets. So this is good. And next week my hair will look better than this, because I'm getting the colour all stripped out and re-dyed. So it'll look nicer next week. And so I shall leave you all. Until then, keep being losers. Bye.